Welcome everybody to FlipIntel. This is the official launch. This is a tutorial of the product so that you can learn more about your market, learn more about your competition, and ultimately make more money. First thing we're going to do is go to audantic.looker.com. We're going to type in our email and password. So right here we have FlipIntel. Click on that, and these are the dashboards. So real quick overview. We have many uses for this product, and as we're building it out, we're going to come up with even more. Each dashboard has a theme. We have some overview ones and we have some detail ones where we can look at the market as a whole in the overview, and then we can look at investors and lenders and deals and profitability and specific houses in the detail views. So we're going to start with the overview and we're going to look at the general market metrics. With all of these dashboards, we're going to have filters on the top, and this is where we can zoom in on exactly what we want to see. So for the state county filter, we have Florida, Miami-Dade. We only want the data for this dashboard to be profits that are between 10,000 and 750,000. So for profit, we are considering it the gross profit. For here, property zip filter, we are actually able to zoom in and see a little bit more detail. And in here we have a nice autocomplete where it suggests all the available zip codes. So these are going to be the transactions that occurred in the past 12 months. So we hit run, and we can hide the filters by clicking on this right here. And first thing we see is this heat map. So in the bottom left we have the scale. So each zip code is colored by the average profit for that zip code. And we see the red ones, these are the highest average profits, and then yellow's in the middle, and then green at the bottom. So if we want to zoom in and we have a certain zip code we are interested in, we see here South Miami, and we see here this is the highest average. So FlipIntel right here, this count, this 13, that's how many deals occurred in this zip code in this data set given these filters. So when you click on that link, you actually get a nice details view that will show the individual deals. In the first column here we have the investor name, we have the property address here, city, county, and then now we have the profit. So we see here, for example, there was a nice deal, 445,000, and they purchased the property at 510,000, sold it for 955,000, and their length of ownership was just over a year. Coming back to the heat map, we can see, let's look at the zip code next to it, and we have 20 deals here with a lower average profit. And so you just kind of get a very quick overview idea of what the underlying data looks like, so you can understand if there's outliers, if there's numbers that are too high, numbers that are too low, things of that nature. The other thing to keep in mind is that each one of these rows is what we have defined as a flip. And so we have certain parameters for flips, but they're adjustable. So for right now, we have length of ownership as being under 18 months. So you'll see here, 1.3 years. So 1.5 years is where we are filtering it. We're saying that there has to be a gross profit of over $10,000, and those are really the main two parameters right now. And the other thing to keep in mind is that these are flips that have exited. So these are not flips that are in progress. We clearly don't have that type of information because we don't know how long it's going to take them to sell it. We don't know what their profits are going to be, things like that. So these are just the deals that have closed, and this table here is sorted by sale date. So the most recent one we have right now in this data set is May 3rd, and we have all of them going back for 1 year. So that is the heat map of the zip codes with the average profitability. The next chart we want to look at is the flip volume. And this is going to give you an idea of how much activity is occurring in your market by month. And you can very quickly see that there's some seasonalities here. We had July and August of last year is pretty high volume, and then volumes come down a little bit. December looks like a good month. And the one thing to keep in mind is that this data is live. And so the month is not complete for May in our data set. We're still collecting data. And so what we can do is, don't be alarmed by the fact that the most recent month will have lower volume. But what you can do here is you can click on the bar and then hit the show all 99, and we're going to get that same details view. As you can see here, we have sales through May 15th, so there's still half of a month of data to come in, and we are dependent on the counties, and then we're also dependent on vendors for how recent this data will be, but it will be updated on a weekly cadence. So this is going to be all the deals across Miami-Dade, not just by zip code. Next, we have the average sale and the prior sale. So the prior sale is what the flipper purchased it for, and the sale is what they were able to exit it at. It doesn't just show us the profitability as we've been seeing before, but we can actually start to see, what do these types of deals go for. So back last summer, we had 177 was an average purchase price for a flip, and now we're at about 190. Super valuable information right there. If you're getting beat on your offers, this can be a great place to start to see what are other people offering. And the average exit for this month here was 280. The average exit back then was 264. So profitability is still great. This is the average profit by month, and looking at this month here, we see the average profit was 90, and back here it was 88. So deals are a little bit more profitable. And again, just keep in mind these are aggregates and these are over the entire county. And so this here is the length of ownership by month, and this will give you an idea of how long it is taking people to exit their flips. Pretty steady. So we're kind of seeing the same number across the board. And this bar here, 0.62, this is the average over all the months. And go back into FlipIntel. Next thing we can do is we can look at this one here, deal details with map. Pretty similar view. We have this heat map. This is what we saw last time. In this one, we see the actual deals mapped. If you're looking at a certain price level in your types of deals, you're doing deals between 100,000 and 300,000, for example, you can limit the properties that show up here. So let's say 350,000 and 250,000. So we're only going to look at flips that sold. This really changes what is showing in this dashboard. If we look here in Miami, we can see where these types of price points are occurring. So let's look at this one right here. There's 11 deals here in that range with an average profit of 52,000. As you can see, the sale amount all in our range. So the filters, very powerful, definitely use those. And over here, same thing. We can see the sale amount meets our criteria. There's a profit of 73,000, and we can see the investor name, the property address. So if there's a certain neighborhood that you're really interested in, you can zoom in here and look at exactly what deals happened over the last year, where they were on the map, how profitable they were, and who did them. Down here is the table that also is updated by those filters. And again, nice detailed view. You can sort it by all sorts of different things. So you can sort it by the profitability. And you can see the investor name and who's doing the most profitable deals. Same thing for square footage and year built and sale date. So going back to the dashboards, what's great about this dashboard is that this aggregates the investor geographic overview. So we choose our filters that we like, and then we come down here, and these are the investors, and we have their deal count. So you can very quickly see who's doing the most deals in your region and their average profitability. Once again, we can click on the count, and we can get this details view, and this is every deal that Wyeth Capital Trust LLC has done, sorted by date. Good intel here. Okay, back at the dashboard. So the next section is lenders here. This data is very interesting for investors in the sense of who are the lenders that are operating in your market. If you're price shopping or rate shopping, or you're looking for a lender that would potentially do performance-based lending, if you guys are doing a lot of deals and you can show them your performance level. Again, here we have the filters, and we can just keep plugging away at those. What we have here on the left is the table of, this can be useful. What the fuck? So for this dashboard, lenders details, and then we have their loan count, and then we have their average profit, average sale price, average purchase price. On the left we have a table, average length of ownership, lender details, and we can click on Equity Max and see their loans. We can see who they lent to and the types of deals. So you can get an idea about a lender, like how sophisticated the lender is, and you can also just scroll down and see, and you can see that there's some people that only make one loan. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching the video. We're excited for your feedback and to hear how you guys are using the product. Any ideas for improvements, any ideas for metrics you guys want to see, let us know. Thanks again.